Anime dropped this year, number 59. I Shall Survive Using Potions. One episode watched, 4 out of 10. I'm going to be honest, one of the first things that stood out to me in a really bad way about this show is the way the art design was handled. While all the main characters that we see have more regular proportions that you would expect, with perhaps a little bit of the old anime exaggeration, pretty much every female character is designed more to look like a cutesy bobble-headed creature for maximum plushy potential. It's just a really weird choice that felt like it was trying to appeal to a certain audience, but just ended up looking ugly instead. Beyond that, there are a few things that are a little novel about this series. The main character gets a little more say in her reincarnation process than she normally would, deliberately planning herself out to be overpowered in a fantasy world, only to land in one that has much less magic than expected, making her even more overpowered than she had expected to be. She actually says goodbye to her friends and family to give them and herself some closure, a rarity in these sorts of series. And when she turns out to be very obviously overpowered, the local powers that be catch on to this immediately and treat her like the asset slash threat that she would be in a world like this. It was almost enough for me to keep going and watching more, but it wasn't quite there, and I think this is the point where it would be for the best for me to bow out. I'm not a fan of an overpowered protagonist, even when that's kind of the entire point of a series. This is also from the same author as Saving 80,000 Gold in Another World for My Retirement. That makes sense, since that series had a similar level of tongue-in-cheekness to it. However, it also tells me that this series likely isn't much for me, as I grew frustrated and bored with that one, and I suspect this will have a similar trajectory if I keep on with it. That being said, though, if you were a fan of that other series, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't enjoy this one, since it has a similar sort of protagonist who seems interested in pushing the rules of their power set to their limits.